welcome all in the series of wonderful events on thoughts on education. Today we have with us one such personality who has decades of experience into the education institution and a well set quote which is shared by Sir that the education is a complete integration of knowledge, ethics, and character, which I completely abides and agreed by. And with this wonderful line and quotes by Sir, I welcome to Dr. Matan Mohan Babu, Principal of SVCET Chittoor. Welcome, Sir. It's a pleasure
thank you,
to have
Piyush.
you on board on this wonderful platform.
Thank you so much. Good morning to everyone. So it's a pleasure talking to you, Piyush.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, we want to have a more insight about the college and about the culture with SVCET Chittoor. And my first question is, sir, you have held a key position at the education institution throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that keep you connected with this profession?
Let me once again welcome and good morning to every one of you. So, Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering and Technology was established in the year 1998. And we had a small intake of 190. So now we have close to 1,200 students, 1,200 intake per year. And as an engineering college, we have now almost all 20 years in existence. And the good thing about the college is, so ours is the youngest engineering college in the region to have NB accreditation, long ago in 2006. And right now we are an autonomous institution. And this is the second cycle. We already finished 6 years of our autonomy. And we are in another 6 years. And also, we are a NAAC A grade institute. And not only NBA, we are also graded A by NAAC. And coming to the, especially my experience and my teaching career in SVCET, it is almost now 20 years. So I started my career in year 2000, and I was holding various positions. Started with assistant professor, then I was associate professor, then I was heading training and placement department, and then I was quite some time handling the international affairs. And in fact, I am proud to say that we used to have almost 1,000 plus foreign nationals from almost 50 plus countries. And at this juncture, during this corona pandemic time, as it is, our education itself, especially engineering education, is at a task now. And when I look back, so previously, the demand for various engineering courses and now the scenario is completely changed. And the demand is exclusive for those courses where you have opportunities for the jobs. Especially nowadays, the focus is on more towards computer related courses. And keeping that in view, and we also started this year 2 new courses. One is AI and ML, Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning, which is a part of CSC. And also we have started a course in data science. Okay. So this is keeping with the trend that the industry or the current needs that we are doing.
That's great, sir. I mean, we are running in a parallel with the technology and with the time, and we are accepting the changes and inculcating the changes required into the system for the growth of engineers and making them ready to work into the technical campuses. That's wonderful to know, sir. So, sir, my next question is, being the principal of Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering and Technology, what is your philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your leadership style?
No, obviously, for any leader to succeed, a leadership alone cannot do anything. A leader should have the people whom I have to inspire and to whom with I have to coordinate and ensure that the things are done. And obviously, I believe in participation, and I believe each individual as a teacher, their contribution towards the success of the institute. So any leader, so without the contribution of the teachers, it is very difficult for succeed. And moreover, the current challenges, so now we are in entire different type of teaching learning process. So if you look back, so for the past 8 months, so we are teaching them online. It's a completely new experience for every one of us. So, and previously, now and then we use this. So now it is now become a routine for us. So now we are engaging students, and the challenge nowadays will be engaging students and making them learn whatever we are teaching online. And another important key issue is so it is now a new era of classroom where we are talking more about skills, the knowledge the student is going to acquire, skills and knowledge. So these are the two key parameters by which a student is assessed even when he appears for the placement. And so I believe strongly that we need to inculcate and we need to encourage my faculty so towards achieving these goals. That is, the student should be able to possess necessary skills and should be able to possess required knowledge so in getting their successful career.
Okay. That's great, sir. So, sir, my next question is, being the principal for the college, Sri Venkateshwar College of Engineering and Technology, how do you strategize about the key programs and plan for the marketing and administration of your school?
If you look at SVSET, as I told you, we are getting students from foreign as well as other states. This is not now. So from 2009, we were in the market in other states. Especially, we used to get students from Northeast. There are many students from Assam, and there are many students from Manipur. And now, if you look at the recent years, we are getting more students from Bihar as well. The key strategy is, obviously, the publicity or whatever we do, so it will not succeed unless otherwise the student who is studying will say positive about it. Right. So my success completely is based on my students' feedback and my mouth publicity of the students who are all studying here. And I'm very happy that my students are really happy here. And not only students from other states, those students, especially from other nations who are sponsored by Government of India, they're all doing very good and they are now in very key positions. So, and as such, I don't have any strategies, but we ensure that so my student, whoever comes here, is happy. And I deem it privilege that the services, education, even though, as I told you, it is primarily getting the skills and the knowledge. I believe that our industry, especially education industry, should feel that we are a service industry. So if you make our customer happy, obviously we will be happy.
That's great, sir. I mean, you are managing and maintaining the diversity from the world, and and you are ensuring that all they are happy here while studying, and finally they are going to the good technical and professional life. It's a great work, sir. You are doing. Hats off to you, sir. So my next question from you.
Thank you.
The education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. In your experience, what can an inbound student gain from studying here in your institute?
No, especially if you look at Indian education as a whole, our system is the best. So probably people will complain that we are more oriented towards theory. Practical approach is missing. But I feel that our education system is the best in the whole world. And for example, if you take any of those engineers or any of those doctors or be any other professionals who had their education in India, they're all doing good. Right. And even if you take the advanced countries like US, UK, Europe, and those who are in very key positions obviously are from India. So be it be engineering, be it be doctors, be it be any other professions like accounting. So in that way, I don't think that Indian education system as such is a problem. The only missing part is like we don't have that culture of like internships. So now we are planning for internships. Now we are obviously, even our curriculum, we have entire final semester for BTech, we have internship. And even Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh, now they are focusing completely on having the student experience in the industry. So probably if these things also happen, internships and summer, summer trainings or industrial trainings. So probably that is the only one aspect where we are lagging. But now I'm very sure with the new education policy and the new initiatives by the both central and state governments would ensure that our students also have a good exposure towards the industry.
Sir, I should agree, and I should, say it very greatly that we are nowhere less than any other country. Like as you said, we are in your college, AI and data analytics, machine learning, all these new tools are getting taught to the students. So we are seriously nowhere less than any other competitive country, and our technical students are even going abroad for the work, and they are getting the opportunity. It's great to know, sir. So, my sir, next question is little 1 minute, sir. So my next question is very related to the question which I asked previously. How does the curriculum of Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and Technology ensure the best practice of the industry? Though you have already mentioned the AI and ML integration, yes. But if you want to share anything much more beyond that, please, sir.
In fact, as an autonomous institution, we have the liberty of filling our own curriculum. And if you look at our curriculum, the most of the industries, in fact, our board of studies will have 2 industry related people. So in our board of studies, and not only that, we have one alumni who is also part of the board of studies. And while framing curriculum, we follow the stipulation given by NAAC and NBA, wherein we get the 360-degree feedback from our stakeholders, right from our old students to the employees and employers, and also from the industry people. So in that way, we ensure that whenever we revise, and moreover, the revision of curriculum is happening for every 2 years. So we ensure that the latest trends in the industry and the latest industry needs are whatever that industry requirements that are taken care, and the related things will be incorporated in our curriculum. Not only especially with respect to AI and ML. If you look at our curriculum, we have courses like interdisciplinary courses. We have courses wherein like IoT is there, IoT lab is there, and there is a scope for our students to work on the new topics, especially in the project work. And we have a project work, and also we have a seminar. So in these 2, students have an opportunity to work with the latest topics that are there in the industry.
Great, sir. Great to know, sir. So my next question is, what would you like people to know more about the college, which they might not have information from the
in fact, as I was telling to you, we have all the accreditations right from NBA and NAAC. And I am also happy to share that we are from last 3 years, we are in this NRF NAAC. So we are 250 back, last below 200. So as the number of participants institutions are increasing in NRF, so that itself is an achievement for us. And probably if you look at the entire Andhra Pradesh, we have only 3 or 4 institutes with NRF ranking. Right. And also our college is recognized as a Center for Potential Excellence by UGC.
Okay.
So this and recently we have started few vocational courses. So as now the entire country is looking to develop the skill sets, we started now the vocational courses, and we have vocational courses in communication and in fact in IT. So these are the most sought after fields in the industry. So keeping with the demands. So we have started vocational courses also this year.
Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, my next question is, what do you think Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and Technology's top priority over the next 10 years?
No, obviously our first priority is students, and without whom we cannot do anything. And students who are joining or opting Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and Technology to get whatever their requirements as per requirement, be it be higher education or be it be job opportunities that they should have, be it the skills that they need to learn. I will ensure that, or we will ensure rather, the teaching fraternity of the SVZ ensure that whatever the needs of the student and the students are ultimately successful.
Great, sir. Great. So my next question is, what do you see as Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and Technology's greatest strength?
A great this faculty and definitely the infrastructure lab that we have, the labs we will be keep updating every year.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Piyush.
Yes, sir. We can continue from here. I think your screen is off, sir. Camera is off. Is it?
Your voice is not.
Hello, sir. Am I audible to you now? Hello.
Yeah, Piyush.
Yes,
am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir. Your video is not. Yes, now it is visible, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. So we can continue the
There was
question.
some interest.
That, what do you see as Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and Technology's greatest strength?
No, in fact, I have answered you previously. The strength lies in the faculty.
Right.
And obviously, of course, the other important strength is my students. And these two are my major strengths. And also the laboratory, the equipment that we have in our labs. These are the major strengths of the college.
Sir, when you first came to know about the college, what was your vision for the institute? How it has evolved over the time, and how far along in implementing that vision are for you?
No, in fact, as I mentioned, the college started in 1998,
Right.
and I joined here in 2000.
Okay.
It's after 2 years.
Very
of
beginning of
inception.
the college.
And I was there from right from the first building foundation stone laid for this building. So in fact, as I told, we started with a small intake of 180. Now we have an intake of close to 1200. We have now 8 UG programs and we have 6 PG programs, that is in engineering, apart from MBA, MCA. And we also run diploma. So we have 5 disciplines in diploma. So when I look back, when I started my career here, immediately after my MTech from NIT Surathkal, it was like a huge leap that we have taken. And in fact, now, as I told you, ours is the youngest institute. In 2006, we got NBA accreditation for 4 of our programs. In fact, we were one among the first colleges in getting autonomous in this region. And it is 2011. Yes. And we thought of admitting students, foreign nationals. We started with a small number of 27 in the year 2010. So from one particular country, Nepal. So later we could able to attract almost all close to 1,000 plus students from almost all 45 countries. And when I look back, so these are the things that we have planned and we visualized. And of course, I'm very happy that our vision was become true. And now, as I was mentioning to you, obviously we are one among the leading institutions in this region. So in that way, I'm very happy that whatever that we visualized or we visioned for 10 years before. So obviously we could able to achieve a maximum. So 80 to 90%, I'm happy that whatever that we thought of, we are.
That's great. So I agree, sir. From 2000 to now in 2020, the plant is nurtured to a good big tree, and it is giving the fruits to the technical student. So it's great to know, sir. So my next question is, what are some of the biggest challenge you see both for higher education and in general and for the college?
No, in fact, the biggest challenge nowadays is there are no many students coming for engineering as such. And especially when you look at the core branches of civil, electrical, mechanical,
right,
the students who are opting for these branches are becoming less. Right. And also now, if you look at the job trends, and people now, the IT is now, I think, encroached every field, even it is a core field. So now civil, so IT is not now exclusive for those softwares. So IT is everywhere in every field. You take a car, obviously we have IT, right. Embedded is there, and AI is there. And now probably the challenge for not only our college, but as such engineering education, the day by day, the people who are looking at engineering is getting declined. And in fact, if you take our own state, so we used to, now also this year, there were almost 180,000 students who appeared for entrance exams. And ultimately, when you look at the numbers, those who are joined, it is not even 45,000 to 50,000. Okay. And with the mushrooming of the engineering college, especially in my state, the engineering has lost its, what you call, previously engineering means we used to have a dream. So I have to study in engineering. Now I think everyone is getting admission. There is no problem for admission. Probably the colleges like us, colleges like us, we have to.
Access to engineering is very easy, but access to quality education is still tough.
Yes.
Actually, very few colleges are there who are giving the quality education. Even your college is providing some tech integration to the core branches, which is civil, mechanical as well. So, of course, this has the one of the very few colleges who are giving.
In fact, I'm happy to say that even my core branches, those students who have studied diploma and bachelors in mechanical and civil, and we got almost 80% of placements. And we have companies in nearby recruited them, like TVS, yes, Apollo Tires. And these are all the nearby industries wherein my students have got placements. So I'm happy for it. Still, these core branches, still they are existing.
That's wonderful to hear that the core branches are getting more than 80% of placement in this time of pandemic, and they are now self-reliant as how our Prime Minister want every individual, every educated individual to be self-reliant. So they are now self-reliant, working in the top companies in their particular domain. It's great to know, sir. It's seriously a good message for all the viewers who are opting the technical courses in the colleges at AP.
Yes.
Sir, my next question is, sir, any suggestion you would like to give to the current youth and the upcoming students?
Now, especially, it is not about in particular, but in general, now most of the youth, they don't have the focus. Very few of them who are really focused. I want them, whichever field they are opting into, I want them to really focus. And as you know, there is no substitute for hard work. Things cannot come easily. And if things come easily, it will go that easily.
Right.
And if you are doing really hard work, I'm very sure initially you may have some tough time. but I'm very sure that in the long run, you will have a beautiful career and success. And I want all the youth, and especially now, as you know, if you look at the population stats, so India is fortunate enough to have youngest population, and nearly 50 to 60% of our population is less than 30 years. And as you know, the nation future depends on all these youth. I want youth to be more committed, more hardworking. Don't lose your heart if you fail. Obviously, if you fail, so obviously there is a day where you also succeed. And don't lose hope and have a goal set. And I request all the youth to focus on achieving the goals.
Well said, sir. Without hard work and a focus towards the goal, success cannot be possible. So definitely this is a key learning from your thoughts to all the students who are looking for multiple different courses into the technical domain. Sir, my last question is, how would you tend to establish a healthy relationship and environment in your institute?
No, in fact, if you look at my district, Chittoor district, where we are located, it's like we have close to 30 colleges nearby.
Okay.
And also we have VIT University very near to us, 30 kilometers from us. And so as of now also, whenever there is an opportunity, whenever there is a possibility of interacting with the fellow colleges, we maintain a very healthy relation, and we want a healthy competition exists between the institution. And VIT is also, as a bigger institute, is helping the institutions nearby, especially by forming a placement consortium. Okay. So similarly, whenever there are programs, there are some programs where the institutions are participating. For example, if you take the institutions nearby, we have a forum called Indo-US Collaboration for Education, right? And most of our institutions are part of it. And we, the government of Andhra Pradesh also established a skill development center. So when it comes to the training in these areas, obviously the students from other colleges comes here, and we send our students to their program. So in that way, there is a healthy environment. So not only from the institutions nearby, and also when it comes to the department, internally, we have a very healthy atmosphere. We have interdisciplinary courses offered. We have some of the project works, especially socially relevant projects, wherein departments, 2 or 3 departments come together and work, and thereby we maintain a what you call interdisciplinary culture. And obviously the students will have the exposure and have the opportunity to learn the other departments also. Now we have introduced minor courses also this year onwards. A minor course, so for example, a graduate of civil engineer will have a chance to study the other branches like computer science, mechanical, electronics, whichever is interest to them. So he will be, he has to fulfill a certain amount of credits, wherein he will also get a degree, minor degree. So major degree in civil, minor degree in computer science, or minor degree in any other branch. So in that way, we are encouraging the students to have that exposure in different areas. So nowadays, it is not, if you have a knowledge in civil or exclusive in one particular branch, it is not sufficient. You should have an interdisciplinary approach. You should have interdisciplinary knowledge. So in that way, I am happy that we are able to do it.
That's great, sir, that students are getting multidisciplinary approach and not only bound with a single domain, and they are ready to work in any domain after their graduation from this particular institute. That's great to know, sir. It was a wonderful insight about the college and in-depth information from you, sir. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming on this wonderful platform and sharing your insight thoughts about the education industry as a whole and about the information about the Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering and Technology. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Piyush. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks for College Dunia for getting this interview. And I wish all the best for College Dunia and all the best for you also in future.
Thank you. Thank you so much.